Hello, it's Susan with the Carnegie Library, and I'm here with another book review for you. Today I want to talk about A Constellation of Roses by Miranda Asebedo. This book was so good. I love this book. Let's talk about the cover for a minute. Look how pretty that is. It has roses and constellations on it, which has a lot to do with the symbolism in the book. This book was so good. This book is about Trix McCabe. She's a young girl whose mother has just walked out on her and she's living alone in a motel. She's really down and out, and Trix has a special gift. She is able to take things without anyone realizing that she's taking it. So she has parlayed that into pickpocketing. So she goes around and pickpockets people, and that's how she lives. She's 17 years old. She has no job. She doesn't have parents. She just has friends at the motel. So she's run away from her last foster family, and she's hiding away at this motel. Well, one day her social worker finds her. The police show up at the motel and they take her back. But they said, you don't need to go back to the foster home this time because we have found a long lost aunt who is her father's sister. And she's shocked. She never met her father, didn't know who he was. And suddenly she finds out she has this family. She has an aunt, a great aunt, and a cousin even. So she goes and lives with the McCabe family in a small town in Kansas. And she soon finds out that everybody else in the McCabe family has a special talent. They all have something that they can do that's kind of magical, and her aunt is able to make pies that have magical properties to them. So she finds she's not the only one who has that special talent. So Trix is really struggling with being abandoned by her mother and living in this new town. She meets a bunch of new people. She has to go back to school. The social worker has told her if she doesn't go and live with her aunt and stay there until she graduates, she will have to go to jail. So she knows she can't run away, even though everything in her is telling her to run, 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 because that's what she and her mother have always done. So I really loved this book and loved reading about how Trix tries to fit into where she is, even as she's fighting against having a place to call home, because she's never really had a place to call home. And I love seeing how the relationship develops between her and her family, and how she tries to discover what it's like to have a family, how she has to learn about who her father was that she never met. One thing I really liked about this book was the descriptions in the book. They're very vivid and they really paint those beautiful word pictures that I really love. And the farmhouse that the McCabes live in have all these beautiful roses spread out all over the porch. They're like growing thickly and beautifully. And just every time she talks about that, I could just really picture this house, and it looks so cozy. It's a little bit worn, but it's full of a lot of love. And that house just sounded so amazing, and I really enjoyed reading about it. Trix has a room upstairs in the attic, and it just seems so cozy. And so I was so glad to see her start to settle in a little bit. It was really hard to put down this book. It wasn't what one would call a thriller. It didn't really have like a shocking mystery, but it was just so beautifully written, and it really brought out these emotions in you that I really couldn't put it down. I started this book last night and I just finished it at lunch. So I had a really hard time not reading this because it was so good. I really didn't want to go to bed last night because I wanted to stay up and finish it. I had to stop myself from staying up all night. So this was a really good one. Once again, it's A Constellation of Roses by Miranda Asebedo. We will have it here on our special shelf of the Carnegie. So come on in, check it out. Let us know what you think about it, and join us again soon for more book reviews. Thank you.